Growing up, my parents said if I worked as hard as I could, tried my best, I could do anything. And that was a total lie because my dream was to play professional basketball in the NBA. And this is a child-sized basketball. I cannot palm a basketball, but if you want to think that, that's great with me. So I did not make it to the NBA, but I did make it here to Dental Nachos TV. My name is Paul Dr. Nacho Goodman, founder of Dental Nachos and Dentist Job Connect. And we're going to share with you amazing resources, sponsors, dentists looking to hire associates out there in our Nachoverse that can help you do the three things that we strive to help dentisting humans do: increase success, decrease stress, and most of all, reduce the number of times you feel like crying inside a day. I would also like to share with you, as much as I love Facebook, I love face-to-face interaction even more. And this fall, we are bringing insurance expert, Dr. Travis Campbell, amazing fee-for-service dentist, Dr. Todd Fleischman, and me, Dr. Nacho, to Philadelphia. I live here already, so I just have to walk over there for the Dental Nachos Fall C Conference. It is on patient-centered care and profitability. Does dental insurance annoy you? You should come. Does your team sometimes not get along? You should come to this event. Do you want to build an amazing team that showcases your awesomeness? You should come to this event. Do you want to increase treatment plan acceptance and talk way less weird as a dentisting human? Stop saying to people their teeth have failed. Stop calling teeth hopeless virgins, because that's really weird. Come to the Dental Nachos Fall CE Conference. To get a ticket, just text Travis to 215-543-6454. I'm ready for my first awesome guest, so my team is ready to bring them up. Talk to me. So I have a returning guest on here, the awesome Dr. Melissa, a dental practice owner who is looking to bond with another dentist to help her share in the joy of full contact arts and crafts on people who don't want to be here. That's dentisting. Melissa, so Melissa, share with us, where are you practicing and what type of associate are you looking for?
So I'm located in Dallas, Texas. I have 3 offices, and I'm looking for an associate doctor who has maybe a little bit of experience under their belt, but ready to bring it up a notch and do a lot more cosmetic dentistry, restoring full mouth, and as well as just doing bread and butter.
Awesome. I do want to point out, Melissa, no one eats bread and butter anymore. We should call it kale and quinoa dentistry, right? Bread and butter was a delicacy in the 50s. So kale and quinoa, I'm just joking with you. So a couple questions I want to share with you, and people can text Dallas to 215-798-9897 to learn more about your job. So I say there's 5 questions. The job is in Dallas, Texas, okay? Where's the job? Is in Dallas, Texas. Why are you looking for an associate? Are you growing? Are you replacing associate? Are you replacing yourself? What's your why?
So we're growing, and I currently have an associate, but we can't handle 3 offices on our own. So we do need additional doctors. And our office is really designed to have 2 doctors per office. So the more we have, the better. We just want to make sure that it's paced well, like in terms of patient flow. So right now we are looking for a Dallas location, which is actually in center Dallas. And then there's one north of Dallas, like a little bit closer to Frisco. It's above Little Elm. It's called Crossroads. Probably no one's heard of it, but it's like a little town north of Dallas.
Awesome. So we got that. You said that they could do restorative dentistry, also learn specialty care with you. Tell me this. So I'm going to be the dentist. Hey, Dr. Melissa, love you. I love that brand, Kissable. I love cool branding, things like that. I love what you share online. I love your growing. But, I'm a newish dentist. I have some experience, but I need to make money to pay my loans, eat food, rent my apartment. What is the compensation like in your practice? How am I going to be compensated?
So based on their experience, we kind of start them at a base salary. The lowest is $600 a day up to $1,000 a day. Kind of depends on their experience. And that's just guaranteed every day. It doesn't matter if you show up and there's no patients, you get paid anyway. And so that's a base salary that never goes away. And then we also have bonus incentives for the doctor's quality as well as quantity of work performed. And then we actually team as we bonus as a group. So nice. The doctors kind of help each other. So it's not really cutthroat. It's really supportive. And that bonus translates to more on top of their basic compensation. And then also, as they mature with the company, each year additional things come in. So for example, they start accruing PTO, they start being eligible for loan repayment as well as retirement.
Great.
plans.
I like those bonus toppings. I really want to compliment you on. I don't know how dentistry got here, but it's like the only field where we associates could make zero money for showing up to work. To me, that drives me nacho nuts. I've offered base guarantees to all of our associates when they work with us, specialists included. So I think it's awesome that people can feel comfortable. Hey, I know I'm going to make this amount of money, but there's an opportunity for me to make more. So you have an awesome position here. Before we wrap up, I just want you to tell us one thing. So dentists are people too. Believe it or not, Melissa, we're people too. So you told us about your great job, how people can earn money, how they could be mentored. But what fun thing is there to do in the area? I came down there and I was like, I live here. I move here to work with you guys, but it's a weekend and I want to do something fun. What would you recommend for me to do?
So Dallas has a lot of social life. Like it's great for singles as well as if they have a family. There's great housing market as well. So if they're single, I would recommend they go downtown. There's a lot of bars and mixer type deals. Cool. There's also family fun. Like there's Six Flags and things that they can do with the family. And the housing is really affordable, like I said. So they can get a pretty big home for pretty affordable. And I forgot to mention, our loan repayment program, it helps the doctor pay for student loans or their mortgage. Those are the only two qualifiers, but they have to be with the company at least 2 years or more.
I love it. Great incentive to stay. Well, thanks, Dr. Melissa. I want you to consider coming to Philly for our Travis conference. You're going to learn about how not to cry with dental insurance, help your team. So make sure you check it out. Love to high five in person this fall. And thanks for being on with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Great job, Dr. Melissa. Great start to it. I'm ready for my next guest when my team is ready to bring them up. The awesome Dr. Deborah. Now, Dr. Deborah, you are a new participant here on Dental Nachos TV. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Tell us, where you are and what you are looking for in your dental associate.
Sure. So we are a nonprofit organization located in Michigan. Cool. We have 33 dental centers across the state of Michigan and primarily serve the underserved and the Medicaid population.
That's awesome, Dr. Deborah. I'm actually curious myself to learn a little bit, and maybe this might just be a really basic question, but what just makes dentistry nonprofit, or what is kind of about the organization that some dentists who are in private practice might find different than being in private practice?
Well, everything that is earned as revenue is put back into the organization. Gotcha. So instead of having shareholders that we have to satisfy, everything is based on putting it back into the organization so that we can serve more people and create more access to care.
Awesome. That's great. Now, similar to what I asked Dr. Melissa, so we can just kind of run us dentists. We love details, right? Yeah. 2 millimeter probing depth. What's the pocket depth on 15 lingual, even though I'm working on 30 occlusal? We're weird people, Deborah. We got problems.
Yeah.
But talk about the details. What type of compensation would a dentist earn if they worked with your organization?
Well, just like you mentioned earlier, we like to give a base compensation. And then we also have a bonus program. Cool. And then we have benefits for doctors such as, health insurance, 401k with match. We even reimburse you for your gym membership. So we feel that we have a very robust compensation program for dentists.
Yeah, I think that's a really great lineup of benefits there. Now, dentistry, being a dentist in one place is different than another place in terms of procedure expectations. If somebody was watching thinking, I'd like to apply to this job, but day in and day out, what kind of procedures are they going to be doing for this nonprofit? What should they be comfortable with in doing procedure-wise?
So we're looking for people, new grads on up to experienced people, but you're going to see a lot of needs in this population. A lot of care is going to need to be provided. So you're going to have a lot of restorative. Cool. You're going to have a lot of extractions, a lot of removable dentures, partials. There's pediatric aspects that are going to be there. So a person will get a lot of experience working with us, especially the new grads or people right out of residence.
I think it's awesome how you can help new grads up to seasoned dentists out there. I think it's really, experience at certain times in your career is just so valuable. Maybe you utilize it and go on and buy your own practice. Maybe you utilize it and go somewhere else. Maybe you stay there for a long time. So I love what you've shared. People can text Michigan to this number, 215-798-9897 to get connected. But same question to you. my whole thing, dentists are people too, right? People,
Right.
real people, but we are, right? We don't live in the operatory like our
Right.
teacher from school. We thought they slept in the classroom. So let's say someone takes this job and they're fulfilled with the dental part and they're getting experience, but they want to have an outside the operatory life. What would be something fun to do where they're going to live when they come to Michigan?
Well, let me just say, Michigan has surprised me as a transplant in 2018 from New Jersey.
Oh,
Michigan is a beautiful state with a lot of outside activities, especially if you like water sports, if you like outdoor activities, hiking, spending time with nature. The areas we're looking in, Roscommon, Port Huron, Big Rapids, these are areas for a lot of opportunity to get back to the outside and hanging outside with nature.
Awesome. I like it. I'm from New Jersey. You're probably like me. You probably were judgmental, thinking I'm not going to like it out there. I'm from New Jersey, and it surprised you. So I think that's awesome. Well, I love your energy. I love that we can help showcase your position on dentistjobconnect.com. Please share as much as possible. I really believe in helping all dentists bond together to share the joy of full contact arts and crafts, but especially in this nonprofit world, it's so important. So thanks so much, Dr. Deborah.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Awesome. Great job. All right, great. So we're learning about jobs out there for our dentists and humans. I'm ready for my next guest to come on to Talking Nachos. One of my favorite topics, how to smile more. I have Lori with Smile Makers, and I know very well what Smile Makers does as someone who grew up in a dental office and someone who would steal toys from their dad's office when they were younger. But Lori, tell us, what does Smile Makers do to help dentists?
Sure. I am just so thankful to be a part of this podcast today. We love sponsoring Dental Nachos. Smile Makers wants to get close to our customers to understand their challenges and their needs. And your podcast really helps us do that. For over 45 years, Smile Makers has been helping dental practices turn the patient experience from ordinary to extraordinary. And the way we do that is we help your practice, your patients, and your parents. I want to start with the practice. We know that the best way to get those chairs filled is to get your practice name out there. In an average community, there are a lot of choices. You want your practice to stand out. So we offer things like customized dental kits with your practice name on them. We offer bags, both paper and plastic bags with your practice information on them.
Nice.
And when you give these out at Dental Health Month events or community events, your practice gets known. Word gets out. The other way we help your practice is we make it easy. We know you guys are super busy. Your staff is super busy. So if you call our toll-free number, you can get a rep who will help you quickly place your order. You can go to smilemakers.com and place your order. Our orders ship. If you order before 3 o'clock, all the orders ship same day. We've got 100% satisfaction guarantee. Nice. And for your viewers, we have a special offer, Nachos 20. Nachos 20. Yeah, Nachos 20 saves you 20% for all your viewers anytime. Use that code to save 20%.
Move there, Lori. I don't know how long you work with dentists, but we're very inconsistent. When our patients come in, we don't want to take any insurance adjustments. We don't want to give any discounts, but when we go to buy stuff, we love a good discount. We're very inconsistent, which is also the word very critical, but I love that you've created so much fun for us. People can also text Makers to 215-543-6454 to get that discount code. You did a great job explaining. Tell me a little bit about this, because I'm personally interested. What are most general practices ordering? Are they ordering toys to give out? Are they ordering stuff for adults? Do you have all of that? I'm actually curious. I'll share with you. I have this Nacho swag, which is, great for the gym and formal events, right? People wear it. And I think when people wear your brand and know you, they think of you positively. So I think you're totally on point with being someone in the community that brings fun to it. But what are people ordering it most of the time from you guys?
So right now, a super hot product for us are Fidget Poppers. So the kids, of course, kids want a toy. And if you get them in your chair and you need them to sit still, the promise of a toy works wonders. We have tooth-shaped Fidget Poppers. Oh, cool. Kids love these things. Also, we have stickers, every kind for your little patients. Paw Patrol, Lightyear, and Kanto. Those are selling great. Capsules are selling very well. But you're right. We have giveaways for adults. We also carry lip balm that you can put your practice name on after they've had their mouth open for a long time and those lips are dry. Hand them a lip balm with your practice name on it. It works wonders for patient retention.
I love it. I mean, it's just a fun morale-based thing to share with people, make things fun. I don't know if you've noticed this, but most people don't want to see us. So if you can do something where their child says, hey, I want to go to Pennington Dental Associates, my practice, to get a fidget popper. And it just makes makes your patients who are your customers feel good and you appreciate them. So I love that you shared that. I'm so glad you guys are a sponsor of the community. I encourage people. I call myself a medium-age dentist, Lori, that, even though this is a classic thing that dentists have done for years, it's there for a good reason. Make people feel good. Leave them with something. My next guest, I was just using something she sent me, a Yeti mug, and I think of her company and her friendship every time I use it. And I just think that's really great in a world that can sometimes be stressful to do that. So text makers to this number, 215-543-6454. And Lori did an awesome job your first time on Dental Nachos TV. Please come back and join us.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we're just learning about all the awesome toppings out there. I'm ready for my next guest when they're ready to bring them up. So being a dentist, you do a lot of full contact arts and crafts, and you say things to your patients like, don't go eat anything hard. And they go, I didn't eat anything hard. And I said, what did you eat? And they said it was a Jolly Rancher. And I want to go, do you know how words work? And instead I just go, oh, darn. And it makes me feel like this on the inside. So Vanessa has been on numerous times with Dental Warranty, but I love Dental Warranty. I'm using it in my office. But Vanessa, if you could say, what does Dental Warranty do to relieve stress, pain, annoyance of dentists? What do you guys do out there?
We definitely helps you to have less crying on the inside, which I know you all appreciate, but actually your patients as well too. It also helps them and have, less crying on the inside. So it's a win-win that way. But anyways, what we offer is a 6-year protection plan on dental treatment. So if patient can purchase it at the practice, anything happens that treatment breaks or fails, whether it's they ate that soft bread that they claim that they're
right. It's always soft bread.
It's always the soft bread that does it, right? Or just something fails, a patient can come back into the office, get the retreatment they need done. They pay nothing, and we actually reimburse the practice for that work. So now it's no more lost chair time, no more lost revenue for the practice. You guys look like the hero, so there's no crying. It makes it, just really sets expectations from the beginning with the patients.
I love that. I mean, I have my awesome wife, is here, my BFF. I also brought this BFF, my phone. I like my phone, always has something interesting to say. So we get protection plans on our phone because we know those times where we've had it in a bowl of rice after a night out and it fell in a puddle, and we want to get a new phone and we want to be relaxed. What I want to bring to life, Vanessa, is my amazing office manager, Kate. You can tag her. I have all these new ideas all the time. I say, try this, do this, blah, blah. I said, I'm going to let you decide, Kate. Do the demo with Dental Warranty and tell me what problems you can find with it. And her brain lit up, Vanessa, because she loves finding problems.
She was excited to find any reason not like us.
I can't find a problem. And I want to share authentically as a practice owner. All of us have patient relationships. And I've been sitting in Kate's office and she said, Vanessa's crown broke. What should we do? I go, okay, how long did it last? They said 2 years. I said, Vanessa's a good patient. It was $1,000. Okay, we'll do it for half off. And I've lost money. I've lost time. I've lost patient confidence. And Dental Warranty makes it too easy for us. I mean, it's a 6-year protection plan. It also does this thing that dentists love, Vanessa. Tell us about how it encourages people or requires them to come back for their cleaning visits.
Yeah. So in order to keep the protection plan active, patients are required to keep up with the routine hygiene. So whatever that might mean for that particular patient, whether it's twice a year or maybe more frequently, it's definitely an incentive to get those patients back in the chair. And since it's a 6-year protection plan, that's for the next 6 years that patient's going to be coming back in. So when we had situations like the hygiene crisis during COVID, and you're trying to get these patients to come back into practice, and which patients do we target first to fill up the slots? The ones that have a protection plan are the perfect ones. They're the ones who are really incentivized to come back in and want to be back on the schedule. They're excited to get back on the schedule. And it's keeping them healthy, because we also know unless they are feeling pain or have an issue, they'll just push it off. They'll just keep pushing it off.
And I mean, I want to just layer in a little value here for the audience, because this is the conversation we have with patients about this. Because us dentists, we've been taught to be very negative. Stuff's wrong. So if I offer this, do people think my work stinks? No, I say, hey, if you purchase this basketball and you get dental warranty for 6 years, you have a protection plan, it's covered. If you don't get dental warranty and anything happens to this basketball, whether it's luck, whether it's how you treat it, you have to pay for a new basketball. And while I want you to be as successful as possible, Vanessa, when I've done that, I've removed myself from the circle of annoyance, which is what I try to do. Because either they get dental warranty, awesome, or they don't get it. Either way, they're paying in, I'm being paid in full for the replacement. And that really is just us being authentic with patients. So I encourage you to don't make it weird, just make it like a protection plan. Tell us a little bit as we wrap up, Vanessa. My office has been using it consistently. Are you seeing more dentists using this? And glad that they're offering this to patients.
Most definitely. I mean, especially, I mean, let's be honest. What is the last little over 2 years have been like for everyone? There's a lot of uncertainty in the world and stress and everything like that. So especially when it comes to people's healthcare and their mouths, which they use every day to talk, to eat, to anything really. I mean, you're using it all the time. And so for patients to have that peace of mind, for them, they love it because there is so much other stuff that they're stressing about or worrying about on a day-to-day basis, that having that one less thing to worry about, they love it. I mean, I personally, thankfully, I haven't had any issues with my teeth, but I have had LASIK surgery before on my eyes, and it actually came with a 10-year protection plan. And as a patient, I was stoked about it because it's not cheap, and I knew I was being mad if my eyes changed. It's not their fault, but I want to know if my eyes change that it's not going to cost me X amount of money. So as a patient, that provided me such a peace of mind for that, and I know our clients and their patients feel the exact same way too.
Well, I'm glad you guys were invented. I'm especially glad to have you as a friend and sponsor. You're going to be at Travis coming in the fall, which is great. So glad to see you in person. Thanks for doing what you do, being an awesome sponsor. People can text warranty to 215-543-6454. Just do that demo. You'll be glad that you did. Thanks so much, Vanessa.
Thanks, Paul.
Awesome. So dental warranty, true Nacho brainer, totally a sponsor. I totally use them and they're totally awesome. I'm ready for my next guest to come up to talk about one of the topics that's not talked about enough in this dental world, the business of dentistry, Perrin Disports of Polaris Healthcare Partners. I like a name like Polaris, Perrin, but it doesn't tell me what you guys do. Just this is your first time here. Orient our audience to what Polaris does and how you help dentists.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today, Paul. It's great to be with you. Polaris Healthcare Partners is a strategic consulting and M&A advisory firm that focuses exclusively with group dental practices. So the vast majority of your audience is probably traditional solo practices or maybe 1 to 2 practices, but everybody knows somebody who's built a group and maybe exited a group successfully. And what got you to that level of success as a solo practitioner is predominantly your clinical skills. Yeah. What'll make success in a group practice is your business skills. Yeah. And a lot of your colleagues are probably, let's say they're learning through trial and error. And that's not the best way to build a business. So we're business strategists, we're consultants. We help people build successful group practices and we help people exit successful group practices. And we have a variety of services that facilitate all that along the way.
That's awesome. I mean, we need more good information in this space. I saw you speak at the Dental Success Summit, my good friend Mark Costa's event. You were awesome doing that. Tell us just a little bit. I know we could talk to you for 5 hours about you, but tell us just a little bit about, I always like to talk to that practice owner in Dental Nachos. Maybe they have 2 or 3 practices. Maybe their friend says you should start a DSO. Maybe just tell us a little bit about awareness factors, planning factors, being purposeful. If you're thinking, I got 2 locations that do 2.5 million. I see a practice for sale from a broker. I want to do is just tell us some things that would be valuable from an awareness side.
Yeah, you're right. I can go deep on this and I'll try to keep it succinct for you and your audience. The first thing is you really have to think about how you define success as an entrepreneur. So if I ask you and we're sitting down and I say, Paul, what does success look like for you 3 to 5 years down the road? And answer that for me both personally and professionally, because the business you're going to build is going to create demands on your home life. And if those two aren't in sync through either spending habits, level of stress, personal guarantees, hours worked, all that kind of good stuff, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. The second thing is, at some point, more than likely, you're going to replace yourself in the chair. You're probably the largest clinical producer out of the group right now, being the founder, and the business is kind of modeled around you. The success of the business is ultimately going to be your ability to model clinical skills, leadership, behavior, culture, systems, processes through other people. So how do you replace yourself in a clinical role, frankly, without taking a massive income hit? And you need to understand what that's going to look like, and you need to quantify that before you start down the journey. And the third thing I would tell you is if you are going to grow through acquisition, meaning you're going to buy another practice, that can be fraught with danger in a lot of ways. I won't spend a ton of time on that, but you need to understand valuation for how you buy the business. You need to understand free cash flow, which is after debt service. And maybe most importantly, you need to understand how the bank looks at funding that, because all of our clients are what we call doctor founded and debt funded. And what that means is that they're all entrepreneurs working themselves out of the chair, and they're using bank funds to build their business. All of our clients are pre-private equity. So if the bank cuts you off, it doesn't matter what your growth strategy is, you're not going to be able to execute it. So protecting the banking relationship and finding the right banking relationship is of critical importance.
Yeah, you shared so much great value there. I always say, because I like to remind myself of my failed dreams, as I talked about with this basketball. You have to put the fun in fundamentals. I mean, I think sometimes a practice owner doing $2.5 million a year as this amazing clinician is having a lot of fun. And now they have to go to the business fundamentals, which may not be as much fun. And they can't get to the next step without that. And I just think that awareness factor is not out there enough. And I think there's a lot of myths. I'm sure you see them all the time. Maybe
Paul, I'll let you take this and own this one because you're so good with words. But if you don't put the fun in fundamentals, you'll probably put the fun in dysfunctional. So
I like that.
Use that, own it. It's yours. It's a nacho now. It's a topping.
Fun and dysfunctional.
Right. We'll have T-shirts together. All right, Paul. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. As we wrap up, and I'm going to have you on for longer segments for deeper dives into this, but we have Dentist Job Connect, which I'm proud of. I modeled it after a care.com model where we connect people. We are who we are. We're not high-level headhunters. We're not a free platform. But you spoke so well about associates. Maybe just where do you see some of the problems or challenges just in the associate-owner relationship? And if you're an owner out there, an associate, what should they be aware of? Just give us 1 or 2 tips of what you see, because I know it's a big part of what you do.
Yeah, so to be even more specific, Paul, in a group practice context, and this doesn't matter if you're 2 locations or 1,200 locations, associate turnover is the number 1 problem of all group practices. And I think it stems from a group practice owner mindset that associates are like interchangeable parts, and they're not, and they shouldn't be treated that way. So I think if you're going to bring an associate into the business, it's more than just about a comp plan. It really starts with the whole recruiting cycle up front. What makes you different to that associate than any other group or practice he or she may be interviewing with? Is it about clinical skill development and mentorship? All of us want to be masters at our craft. We join an organization and we want to get better. I know that I worked for 15 years in corporate America, and what I started out as day 1 of year 1 was not what I became over those first couple of years, because I had a mentor who developed me. So it's a leadership piece for what y'all do. There's certainly a clinical piece to it. And the last piece of it, I would tell you, if you're going to build a group practice that's going to continue to grow and expand the footprint, the number of locations and everything like that, you really have to have a pathway to what we call a pathway to partnership, an ownership track where these young associates can either buy in or earn into the business and become an owner, have a seat at the table, and feel like they have a vested interest in the success they're helping you create. Without that, it's just you're replowing ground. That's not good for patient care, and it's certainly not good for the continuity of the business.
Yeah, maybe as we develop, there's just going to be a new version of ownership that looks different than the past, and it just might not be 100% yours of every single thing, and it might not be nothing, right? And I know that's not proper grammar, but there might be this blended way, and I really appreciated hearing you talk about that at the summit. Share with us, Baron. I listen to your podcast. How can people find you? And I know you have a podcast. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my partner, Diwakar Sinha, and I at Polaris, my co-founding partner, Diwakar Sinha, and I have a podcast called Group Practice Accelerator. And the name of the company is Polaris Healthcare Partners. So the URL for our website is polarishealthcarepartners.com. When we were founding the company, we looked for the longest unclaimed URL, and I think we found it. So if you can remember polarishealthcarepartners.com, that's us. Group Practice Accelerator is the name of the podcast. I think what your audience is going to find is that we're very granular in what we talk about. There's not a lot of theoretical information. We go deep in terms of a lot of specifics. And I think you saw some of that from the stage that I shared in Phoenix. So if somebody's looking for what I would like to think is good quality business education about building a group, our podcast is a great place to start. There's some videos on our YouTube channel. They'll be on our website, which we're revamping right now. And certainly we write a lot of blogs and a lot of long form content, white papers and ebooks and things like that, that you'll have the opportunity to access as well.
I appreciate you doing that just as a person in the industry, because we just need better information that we can consume to make better decisions. So thanks for being on with us, Perrin. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to meet you, see you in person again. I saw you at Dental Success Summit. See you in Philly. Have a
great
great
to be with you, Paul. Thanks a lot.